Okay, Extreme Rules, the first pay-per-view under the John Laurinaitis People Power movement. Okay, opening match, Orton versus Kane. In a match that most people kind of went, I guess they need something to do until other feuds happen. Orton got the pinfall RKO. Okay, it's another 1-1. They're for making their next match, which I guess is filler until either Kane feuds with Sheamus or Wade Barrett comes back. Brodus Clay took on Dolph Ziggler, and like most Brodus Clay matches, he won. Big Show took on Cody Rhodes in an Extreme Tables match. Essentially, it's still a tables match, not throwing barbed wire or lit on fire or anything. And in going back with the tradition of really dumb endings to tables matches, Show kind of puts his foot through a table and therefore loses. And then of course he demolishes like 2 tables by just tossing Cody Rhodes into them. Okay, so now we're on to the 2 out of 3 falls match, Sheamus Daniel Bryan. I've read someone constantly complain that these matches always go to 3 falls. Yeah, that's what makes them entertaining and exciting, is that 3 fall atmosphere. First fall, Sheamus via DQ. Crowd loving it because Chicago's a mark town and they love Ring of Honor guys. Second fall, Daniel Bryan, 1-1. Last fall, Sheamus. So longer than 18 seconds, which is always good. There's a tag title defense match. No, I'm just kidding, there wasn't. They don't defend the tag titles anywhere. Whichever Bella is the champion took on a mystery opponent. And it was not Karma. So I guess Beth Phoenix might have a legit injury. It's hard to tell. She tweeted a picture of her leg like all purple and nasty looking. People are still calling it a work, but it'd be kind of difficult to go to a hospital, do up your leg, take a photo just for a storyline, so that way you can have one of the Bellas as a champion. But who returned? Who's been well for quite some time now? Layla. Layla New Divas champion. That's infinitely better than seeing K2, B Squared, Eve, Alicia Fox, the vast majority of the women holding the title. CM Punk Jericho. Again, good, hard-fought match with Punk winning. The weird thing, of course, with CM Punk defeating Jericho twice is now there really isn't that much left for Jericho to do. Now Jericho's taking some time off, and I think it's like right after SummerSlam to do a quick tour with his band, but I have no idea what Jericho's going to do now. It seems kind of weird to have him lose. At the same time, really just put Punk at a whole different level. Now, Lesnar and Cena. These 2 powerhouses pretty much almost destroyed each other. And John Cena, for the first time in a ridiculously long time, finally had to use the chain. Chained up fist, hit Lesnar, AA 1-2-3, Lesnar's first match back. He loses to John Cena in Chicago. I don't know what is with John Cena in Chicago, but he just wins big matches there. At least this time he had to use a foreign object to beat his opponent. I was there for WrestleMania in Chicago when, Triple H was beaten by John Cena. And everyone there who was not a Cena fan was like, if he would have used the chain, he would have done something more than what he's done in the previous match to put Triple H away. It would have been fine, but instead he just, pinned him with his regular move. So seeing him use a chain to hit Lesnar, to then hit an AA to beat him, is actually better. I want to see him defeat an opponent that he knows he cannot beat by having to dig deep and do something kind of on the edgy side, pushing more towards a tweener. But now with Jericho having been beaten twice, and Lesnar having some of the starch taken out of his collar, You know, does John Cena feud with Lesnar again? Does John Cena then go back after Punk in the title? What happens with Jericho? What happens with Lesnar? It's going to be unique, to say the least. Who knows, maybe we'll have a draft soon. They'll do enough to juggle the people to make it, to there be more things going on. So, quick recap. I didn't watch the thing on YouTube. I would assume that The Miz probably lost. So that's kind of what he does. New IC champion, new Divas champion. Beyond that, all the belts stay where they are.